In year 3, I might be expected to subtract a 3-digit number from another 3-digit number. So I'm going to show today how to use concrete apparatus, how to use a pictorial representation, and also how to do it using a formal written method. So job number 1 is going to be to build my first 3-digit number. Now before I start building, it's really important that you don't change around the order of these two numbers, unlike with addition. Whichever number comes first is the number you must put at the top with your calculation. So 520, so my first job is to build the 500 and the two 10s to make 1020, and there are no 1s because there's a 0 in this column here. Second number, I need to build 200 in this column, 6 10s in the next column, in the 10s column, 6 10s there, and 9 1s in the 1s column here. So if I were to represent that using a pictorial representation, I would have hundreds, 10s and 1s, and I can build that into a table like so. And for my hundreds, I would make squares, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 2 10s using lines, and no 1s because there's a 0 in that column. For the second number, I would need 200, 2 squares, and 6 10s, and 9 1s. Okay. If I were to lay that out using a formal written method, I would need my hundreds, my 10s, and my 1s at the top. I would need 520, and I'd need to subtract 269, like so. So job number 1 will be to start with the 1s and try and do 0 take away 9. Now at the minute I'm trying to do nothing take away 9 on here. Now that is not possible at the minute without regrouping. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of these 10s, I'm going to regroup that as 10 1s. So I'm going to take a 10 from here and I'm going to regroup it as 10 1s in the 1s column like so. So if I were to look at the 10s column here, what I've in fact done is got rid of a 10 like so. So I've got rid of one of those, so I've got 1 left, and I've regrouped it as 10 1s in the 1s column. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If we were to look at the formal method here, what I've done with that step is that has now become 110, and the 1s column now has 10 1s in it, so I can cross that out and write that as a 10, like so. Now 10 1s take away 9 is 1, so I've got 1 left in the 1s column. So 10 take away 9 leaves me with 1, like so. My next job, what I need to try and do is 110 take away 6 10s. Now I know at the minute that that's not possible because this pile of 10s is much bigger than this one. So I need to do a similar process to before, and I need to take one of these hundreds and regroup them as 10 10s. So what I'm going to do is regroup that and put in its place 10 10s like so. Now, if I were to do it on the pictorial representation, what I've just done is I've regrouped one of those hundreds, I've ripped one of those out, and now replaced it with 10 10s in the 10s column. Like so. So, if I were to do it using the formal written method here, the 500s has now become just 400s, and I could count those if I wasn't sure. And the 10s column has now become, well, I had 1 10 there already, and I've added an extra 10 to it here. So I've in fact got 11 10s for this number at the top. So I've crossed out that 1, and it's now become 11. If I wasn't sure, I could count them using the concrete apparatus. So 11 take away 6, we can work that out as being 5 10s. 11 10s take away 6 10s is 5 10s. 5 10s there. Now my final job is going to be the 400s take away the 200s, which I know would leave me with 200s, like so. So on here, I would write 200s there. So the final answer will be 251.